The Windy City, Chicago. I'm high. I'm not. Let me take that back. I'm not as high as some people. Like they got Justin Fields MVP and all that. I'm sorry. He comes from Ohio State. Ohio State is like wide receiver university, but quarterback university. Most of the quarterbacks that came from there have not panned out. I'm not saying he wasn't running for his life and he had some flash plays last year, but he have to prove it and stack it. So they did trade. Last year they were the worst team in football. They had the number 1 overall pick. So with that being said, Chicago Bears 2023 season predictions. Week 1, I do have them beating the Packers. I think Jordan Love just got to get acclimated. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. It just takes time. And then week 2 at Bucks, I do have the Bears winning that one as well. They start 2-0. And then week 3, they go to Kansas City at at Arrowhead Stadium. They do lose that one. And then week 4 versus the Broncos, I am very high on the Broncos, so I do have them losing that one. Week 5 at Commanders. Last year on a Thursday night football game, the Commanders kind of came back and won ugly. So I think this year they beat them. They get their comeback. And then week 6, I have them losing to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins at the 1 o'clock slot is pretty good. And the Vikings, they're going to be all right. Week 7, I have them losing to the Raiders for some reason. I think maybe Jimmy Garoppolo plays. But that was all I thought of. And then week 8 at Chargers, I have them losing to the Chargers. The Chargers score a lot of points. I don't think they have a lot of good DBs on the Bears. I mean, Jaquan Brisker and some of the other young corners, but not too really high. I have them losing as well the next week at Saints. Saints in the Dome, I do think they're going to be pretty good with Derek. He never had a top 10 defense. And week 10 versus the Panthers, I think Justin Fields going to have a little chip on his shoulder because a lot of people wanted the Bears to trade Justin Fields and draft Bryce Young. So it's I think he's going to take it personal. I think they're going to beat the Panthers. Week 11 at Lions, I have them losing. Jameson Williams going to be back. I think he's going to be a superstar receiver in this league, and they should be clicking. So I have them losing that one. Week 12 at Vikings, I have them beating the Vikings this time later in the year. And then week 13 bye, I do have them, getting healthy and coming out of the bye, beating the Lions at home. Jared Goff, his road record is not too great outside. So going from a dome to Chicago outside in the cold, it's going to be pretty, I have the Bears winning that one. And then week 15 at Browns, I do have them losing that one. The Browns just run the ball. Nick Chubb, good offensive line. I think the Bears not that strong in the trenches, so they lose that one. Week 16 versus the Cardinals, I do have them winning. The Cardinals, another dome team coming outside. They kind of in shambles. I think they're going to be tanking anyways. And then week 17 versus the Falcons. Another thing, same thing. Desmond Ridder, outside dome team coming out in the cold. The Windy City is going to be real cold by December. And then week 18, I do have them losing to the Packers at Packers for some reason. I know a lot of people bought into the hype, but with that being said, they do finish off with an 8-9 record and make major strides from the worst to a viable threat. Justin Fields put up okay numbers passing and rushing, and they just need to stack one season at a time and get back to the glory like 85 Bears days, build a nice defense, and pretty much I think they had like a top 20 pick, if I'm not mistaken. And that's it. Like and subscribe. Check out my other teams. More content on the way.